It's hurricane season here in Florida, and we're about to get hit by a Category 5 monster.
Hurricane Milton has exploded in strength.
Dozens of tornadoes.
This is literally catastrophic, and I can say without any dramatization whatsoever, if you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
I'm born and raised here in Florida, and I've seen it all. I usually never get worried about these storms. I actually look forward to hurricanes, but this one even has me worried. Hell, I even saw meteorologists crying on the air.
It's just an incredible, incredible, incredible hurricane. It has dropped 50 millibars in 10 hours. I apologize. This is just horrific.
As if a Category 5 hurricane wasn't bad enough, the west coast of Florida is currently recovering from Hurricane Helene because they were just hit less than 2 weeks ago.
A monster storm unleashing its fury overnight on Florida's Gulf Coast. Hurricane Helene, a catastrophic Category 4, showing no mercy.
As the storm crossed the Gulf, it downgraded, re-upgraded, and thankfully hit our west coast as a Category 3 and not a Category 5.
Force winds to the region, but also a historic storm surge. And tonight, on top of all this,
we have never seen tornadoes like this in Florida. We actually set the record for most tornado warnings in one day, most tornadoes touched down in one day, and I believe it's the second highest tornadoes in the country in one day, which is pretty mind-blowing. Starting to get some bands now. Gonna get all the dogs, move them into the barn, get them in my Lucky Duck kennels where they're nice and safe, just in case a tornado comes through here, takes the barn out. At least they'll be safe in those Lucky Duck kennels, even if the whole barn comes down on them. And we're getting an insane amount of tornadoes right now. We've never quite seen anything like it. Salerno, Cove Road, Lakeport, Dixie Ranch Acres, St. Lucie, Spanish Lakes, all these different areas were absolutely destroyed by tornadoes. I mean, people lost their entire house, all their belongings, all their clothes, and it was very sad to see. Some of these people lost everything. We weren't the only ones to see the potential of how bad this storm would be for the West Coast. Myself and my good buddy Chris Sanangelo, through our nonprofit Veterans for Conservation, were able to raise donations thanks to a lot of y'all in our community. We made a few posts on Instagram and Facebook, and it was able to get us a lot of donations to put towards supplies and be able to distribute those out after the storm into our community. And to the people that supported, we thank y'all so much for helping us help others in our area. After we saw the damage from the storm and what areas were hit the hardest, we changed our game plan. We decided to help our local community with clearing debris and trees, especially for those less able. We got together a great group of guys, some machines, chainsaws, and we went to work. Clear this driveway for her. We'll get a machine over here. We'll chop all this up. Get all this cleaned up for her. Slingshot Sammy cranking. Old boy who let us use the tractor. Watch out, Sammy. You. Can-Am. Go ahead. Oh, dog it, son. You puckered up or what? Well, good thing I was here, son. So our buddy here was injured in that fallen tree. We didn't see him up there. I'll put him in this cage, get him back home, and see if we can't fix him up a little bit. This will all be picked up by grapple truck. cleaned up. She can get in this driveway. All that will get picked up, cleaned up all this. Just need to come out here with our bucket truck and get all these hangers out. And they'll be wrapped up. Other guys in our crew got a couple other properties up the street, the sheriff office, and probably back here again tomorrow. We noticed a lot of these people were actually trapped inside their houses or onto their property because their driveways or doorways were covered by trees and debris. Along with Okeechobee Sheriffs, we were able to team up and help these people out. As we were cleaning up this family's property, we were able to put it together that they actually had a hunt on the books with me. And for us, it was awesome to show support to people that are showing support to us. Yes, sir, cleaned up. On to the next one. For the first 2 days, we helped local sheriffs in Dixie Ranch Acres and was able to clean up the entire community. After people saw the work we were doing, we had so many reach out and try to lend a hand to help us in the process. We even had some boys come up from Miami in a jet full of supplies. Head On SFS really stepped up and brought us a bunch of supplies, and they decided to bring it up in their jet so we can make the most use of our time. A drive from Miami there and back would be 8 hours or more, but in a jet, it's maybe 30 minutes. We were able to use the rest of the day to give out supplies and help more people. Yeah, these boys came all the way from Miami, supplies, help out tornado victims in our area, showing up in style. we can't thank y'all enough, man, really. All you guys, thank you guys very much. Thank you guys. Just as quick as they arrived and unloaded, they were back to Miami. In the midst of all this going on, I still don't have power, and word through the grapevine is I won't have it for over a week.
Well, power's still not on, which sucks. My water won't run without power. It's hot as shit, but time to go to work.
I have a 2-year-old baby at home with a pregnant wife, and that just don't work for me, son. So thankfully, my buddy Jimmy on the West Coast, who owns Homeworks, put together a crew of guys, got them over here on a weekend to put in a full home generator system that can power my entire ranch. Old boy's taking a lunch break, cranking her out, getting set up. Complete with propane tank and automated system. These boys are the best in the biz and took the best care of me possible. Extremely impressed with their work, and I won't hesitate to recommend them to anybody I know. If you're on the west coast of Florida, you need a generator, you'd be silly to go to anybody else but Homeworks. Third stump tonight. We're on a roll, son. God. Hey, Chris. You might want to get this removed, buddy. For me, it's awesome to be able to use my platform and knowledge in the woods to help others. Right here, son. Walk up behind it and grab it. Good dog. Chief is caught. Chief is caught. Along with my buddy Chris Sanangelo, we were able to gather a bunch of wild game. Gator cheek. What's this? Wild hog? Buffalo. Wild hog. Buffalo. More gator. Redfish, catfish. We got some hog coming out. We got more gator. They're gonna be eating good, son. I was even able to capture a nice bar hog, and we brought that all over to the West Coast. Wow, dude, it totally took out that whole lot. And give it to our buddy Captain Ryan Harrington, where he was cooking for locals in his community and some of the linemen working on the power line. While working in our local community, we really met some remarkable people. I mean, some of these people lost absolutely everything, and we have to beg them to take some help, beg them to take supplies. They're just so proud and used to doing everything on their own. And I respect it. More trash bags. We got some gloves for you guys.
Thanks, fellas. I sure appreciate it.
Absolutely. Our pleasure.
You know anybody else that, yeah, we can walk down the road and see if Ed and those guys are needing anything, but...
More in there, too.
Can I just leave them in here?
Yes,
Yep,
ma'am.
they've got
Take them.
other stuff
We'll
down there, too.
grab another box for you guys now. How we doing, sir?
I'm doing good, sir.
Good, good.
Because I was scratching my head and my ass wondering how long it was going to take to do this.
Here to help.
That'll last like 20 seconds. Turn around.
We even had an old timer that rode out his little cracker shack through one of the tornadoes, ripped his roof off, ripped off half his house. He lost so much of his stuff. And man, he was as positive as can be, thankful just to have what he has and still be alive. And he told us it was a hell of a ride, son. Imagine sitting in your house, roof gets ripped off, rain coming down, and you got about 200-mile-an-hour winds whipping around you. It's a pretty terrifying thing, but I have a feeling old boys seen worse than that. You know, me and my crew, we helped a lot of people, and I couldn't have done it without all my guys. Chris Sanangelo, Sammy Allgood, JR Entry, and everybody else that helps us. And y'all, we couldn't do it without y'all. Y'all sending donations, showing support, sharing our message, our post. It means the world to us. There's still a lot more to do here. We still have a long road ahead of us, but there's definitely a light at the end of the tunnel, and we plan on cleaning up this area and possibly expanding our efforts to North Carolina. You know, after helping the people in our community and seeing how bad North Carolina is, it is just heartbreaking. You know, we do our best to use our nonprofit in the best ways possible. Currently, we work with veterans, getting them involved in removing invasive species and conservation. But if we can use our nonprofit to also help disaster relief victims or veterans somewhere else out of Florida, why not? A big part of that is y'all, and we just want to say thank you. We really hope you guys enjoyed the video. We greatly appreciate you guys watching. If y'all want to support the efforts, donate to the nonprofit, donate to hurricane relief, any of that stuff. We'll put a link in the description where you guys can find out more about the nonprofit and how to help.